Super excited to be here today. I'm Branka from Singular. You can also see a fun fact about me here. I treat ChatGPT like a colleague who never sleeps and never judges. This is indeed a bit funny, but I do encourage you to always question your AI because AI is only good as the data behind it. And this is something that we will talk more about today. So really thrilled to be here today to talk about something that we all feel is happening in the market. Attribution has become very chaotic, very complex, but we are here today to discuss how can we get back to the path of clarity and what is the role of AI in all of that. Now, to start off, I want to ask you to do a little poll for us. Tell us how accurate do you think your attribution data is today? Okay, there are some good answers here. 50 to 75, leading the way. Some people are even in the range of 75 to 100. Pretty interesting. Well, you are not alone for sure. Basically, what statistics by Forrester say mirrors what you are saying as well. Even less. Only 42% of marketers actually trust their attribution accuracy today. And this is not because any of marketers got worse at their job. It's simply because the ecosystem has evolved so much. Things have changed tremendously during the course of the last couple of years, and they will keep changing for sure. Now, why and what has changed? I've been in this industry for almost 10 years now. And basically what we are seeing all across the board is the loss of signal. Signal, which used to be almost always, at least in majority of the cases, pretty clear and deterministic in the past, is now getting basically very blurry. So there is a deprecation of your device identifiers, removal of IDFAs, deprecation of cookies, users who use more devices than ever. So they jump from one device to another within a matter of seconds. Marketers are also facing a number of emerging channels. There are hundreds of new channels emerging every day. And not to mention the endless variations of the creatives. So basically, the world of the marketing is really, really complex these days. And marketers are swimming in the data. Now let's break it down. What is this signal that the marketers are swimming in? If we start from the top, what are we putting out there? Complete campaign signal, the spend for my campaigns, my creative assets, the bids and budgets, the touch points from my self-attributing channels like Meta, Google, TikTok, from other channels where I'm advertising, Reddit, Unity, Liftoff. Moving then to attribution signals, this is really where the ecosystem truly explodes. Measuring and capturing attribution signals is more complex than ever before. Be it on the mobile, be it on the web, measuring offline or CTV, not to mention the complexities that come with measuring PC and console. And then there's also first-party data as well, right? Your own data, what's happening in your applications, your revenue events, your subscription life cycles, the engagements, the cart contents as your metadata. So really, really complex. And this is why people say attribution got messy. First of all, these three different data universes have never been built to work together. So the challenge is not only capturing all these different data points, the real challenge is really how to combine them, how to make them work together to bring us to the truth. And we are here today to talk more about that path, right? So what is the recipe to transform that chaos into clarity? We will share the recipe that literally works every single time. And of course, it starts with step one, complete campaign data collection from anywhere you market. Step two, the attribution signals or measuring wherever your users are. Step 3, once we have step 1 and 2, connecting these two, right? Connecting your marketing inputs with the business results. And now, when you have done all these 3 steps, you actually have reliable, stable data, and you can finally level it up using AI. So bringing AI on top of it, like a cherry on top of the cake, for speech to insights and efficiency. And basically, let's start with step 1. How do we capture all the campaign data? And what is this data that we actually need? Now, when you spend money on your campaigns, when you market your products, you actually, as a marketer, need a lot of signals. Complete campaign data includes full granularity of everything that's available from your partners, from your ad networks. That includes all your costs, all your campaigns, keywords level of granularity, all your creative assets, like your images, your videos, to improve the storytelling, your bids and budgets, your ad network reported KPIs, be it the ones that they claimed as self-attributing ad networks, or maybe their modeled number of conversions. And then if you advertise, if you monetize through serving ads, also your aggregated ad revenue. So there is a lot here for the marketers to capture. Of course, certain channels, certain partners have different ways of sharing this data. So making sure that you collect the data anyhow these channels can share them is important more than ever, because only once you capture all these data sets, you put yourself in a position of real competitive state compared to your other competitors in the market. So understanding more, having visibility into more insights. That brings us to the step 2, right? When we get the campaign data, next step is measuring attribution signals wherever your users take action. There are 2 requirements when we talk about attribution specifically. First is the complete attribution. That means complete measurement wherever the users are, be it different devices, different platforms, or different channels, but also doing it in a privacy-centric and privacy-compliant way, right? Because there are so many rules and regulations today that limit you in what you can capture, what you can get as a result, and how your reporting will work. So making sure that you use the tools out there available in the market that will enable you to get your reporting, to fill in those reporting gaps, while still performing privacy-centric attribution and still following those rules and regulations. That brings us to our next poll. I'm really curious to understand, can you measure all your users across all devices and platforms? By the way, this is one of the challenges that I often hear about from many companies that I talk to on a daily basis. Most, but not all. Okay, that's an interesting result. Definitely happy to have more in-depth discussion on how you can measure more. But why is this important at all, right? By Verizon's report for 2025, the average internet household in the United States has 20 connected devices. That means that you have a single person which is using 20 devices. And this number is growing by the day. Basically, it's 2 devices more than when compared to the previous year. So if you are not measuring the full funnel user journey today, you are definitely losing on some of those insights. Now, the other challenge, the diluted signal, right? Signal is not as strong as it used to be. We already talked about this. But basically, we can still measure. And how we do that, we rely on the data that we have. Now, starting from the left, we have first-party usage data, which we can join with deterministic but aggregated platform data, and then add marketing inputs on top of it, using data science to fill in any gaps. This thus brings us to results that might not be 100% perfect, but it still gives us the model of reality that we can trust today. right? So within certain parameters, plus or minus certain percentage. Once we have step one and step two, we collected the campaign data, we are measuring whatever the users are. Now we are moving to the step three, which is connecting the dots, connecting those marketing inputs with your business results. And this is what everything is about. Starting from the left, how you are marketing, what are you putting out there, your step one. How much did you spend for these campaigns? What are the creatives that you're putting out there that your audience is seeing every day? And then step two, what are the actions as a result of those spent marketing dollars? How many users installed your application? How many uninstalled? What is the revenue that you have generated or any other events within your application? When we have these two, we can come to the actual conclusions about the real return of every single dollar spent, my ROI, my cost per action, my CPA, and so on. So this is what everything is about, right? When we have all the three steps and a reliable data set, we can actually start relying more on help of the AI. AI layer is really there to bring speed to insights and to help you level up. Now, our last poll for the day, I'm really curious to understand if you are using AI to analyze your marketing performance data. Not yet. If you're not using it yet, you're definitely missing out. So I do encourage you to start using it as soon as possible. For those who said yes, and we have a reasonable number, 41, that's great. I hope you are seeing how much it can help. Yeah, and let's see, what are the areas where AI can help? When you combine the intelligence of AI tools such as your ChatGPT, your Gemini, your Claude, for example, and the unified data set such as Singular, you really can see miracles, right? You can literally start talking to your data, relying on modeled context protocol integrations between the two. You can ask simple questions and get instant results and answers like, what is the campaign that performs best? Show me my dashboard, show me my graphs. Thus, you get more time to actually optimize rather spending time to do the analysis, which AI helps you with. Now, essentially, all these type of tools help marketers to come to the decisions faster. They help you automate heavy workflows. For example, through the creation of AI agents. So some of the examples listed here on the right-hand side, my daily performance recap AI agent, showing me what are my KPIs looking like today? Where am I when it comes to my event numbers or revenue numbers? Then lifetime value and cohort analysis agent, showing you what is the true value of your users over time. And then, of course, budget recommendation agent is another example who really is there to help you optimize how you spend money. But this is not everything, right? According to Google, 70% of campaign performance can be attributed directly to the quality of creative. Creative is such an important lever for your performance, but it's also very complex to analyze. What are those creative elements that actually perform better than the others? Now, of course, this is another area where AI can help. Now, how can AI help here? When you collect through our step one, all those creative images, your videos, your playables, all your data from wherever you are marketing, you can use fully automated AI tagging. AI tagging works across all your visuals, your audios, your texts, your scenes and characters, and many more. On top of it, you also get to see creative level ROI. So literally cutting through all that noise and showing you why the best performing ads perform the way they do. Now, what does AI tagging do? Right, AI tagging takes your creatives and literally transforms them into actionable components. So it shows you instantly how different elements have impact on your performance, starting with, for example, visual elements, right? How do my background colors, my logos, my scenes, my characters influence my performance? It unveils the creative structure, my opening hooks, my transitions, my length of the video. Maybe certain length works better than the other. Moving to the messaging elements, right? How do my different keywords impact the performance? What really brings that interest from the users? Maybe certain promotional offers or incentives work better than the others. And then also format patterns. Is it UGC? Is it my influencer? Is it carousel or something else? So really cutting through all that noise again to show you what makes the difference. You can easily spot what works and scale on the basis of that intelligence. That brings us back to our cheat sheets, right? From chaos to clarity. So in order to reap all the benefits that you get with all the AI tools that are out there in the market, one thing is really important to understand, that AI is only as good as the data behind it, especially for the marketers in the world of such complex attribution mechanisms and frameworks, privacy laws and regulations. It is more than ever important to capture all the signal available out there, to do the attribution and to track every step in the user flow, and to connect the two in a way that you get to the truth, in a way that tells a story, in a way that brings you to your true ROI. And then, of course, using AI to speed up your decisions. And that brings me back to one last question. What is the one thing you would fix in your attribution setup today? Now, this is not a poll, but please feel free to scan the QR code, and I'm happy to talk more about any of the topics that we covered today.
Thank you very much, Branka. That's an amazing and important session for everyone who's looking for more clarity in their data and attribution as well. So thanks so much for sharing all those insights. We still have a bit of time though, about 10 minutes. So to our wonderful audience, I'm encouraging everyone to just drop your questions in the chat. And I do see that we already have 2 questions that Branka, I'm asking you kindly to please cover. So I'll start with Qatar. Is the AI tagging creatives also work for Apple Ads custom product pages?
To my knowledge, yes, it does. Can share more information. Feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn. Can definitely share more information on this topic.
Amazing. Thank you, Branka. And Georgiana asking, how do you connect the marketing inputs with the business results using maybe a third-party tool?
That's a correct answer. You do need to use a third-party tool or tools, ideally one tool to help you speed up this process, and ideally a tool which already has these MCP integrations in place. And ideally that tool would be something that helps you cut down through that creative noise. So please scan the QR code, and I'm happy to tell you more about what tools are out there that can help you with this.
That's awesome. Thank you, Branka. Maybe anyone else has any other questions while we have Branka live in the session. We have Senya asking, you've mentioned that only 42% of marketers trust their attribution data. Do you believe that number will change? And if yes, how?
I'm very optimistic when it comes to this, also being long in the industry and seeing how marketers are super, super creative and always come with certain workarounds. But it's not just up to marketers, right? It's also up to the tools that they're using, who are constantly developing and evolving. So yes, this number should grow absolutely. First of all, with the help of all the automation tools that you have available today, starting with your MMP, right? Singular being one of them. And then also with the help of AI, right? Because if you get the stable data, then, and you are able to scale on the basis of this data, then of course you should trust more your attribution.
Amazing. And as a follow-up, is it possible to name maybe a few third-party tools of help with this?
That's an interesting question. It's the company that I work for here today. You can see the name on the screen. It's singular. Very happy to tell you more about this. So please go ahead and scan the QR code.
Thank you, Branka. And thanks everyone for the questions also. We can still have a few more before we wrap up this session. So any questions to Branka, please just drop in the chat and we'll cover as many as possible during the live session.
Just want to add, if anybody remembers any questions after our session, I'm always open to get those questions. You can feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or via email, or maybe just reach out to Split Metrics. They can share my contact as well.